You can hear the understandable pride when modern brewers talk about the time they spend brewing their beers, or the time they spend lagering them. True, this reflects effort and care. But for Budweiser, some things take even more time. Like waiting for a big beechwood tree to grow from a small beechwood tree. For all the years past and the years to come, this is the kind of time and the kind of care that go into your beer. Beechwood aged Budweiser.
To create new worlds, you need to see in new ways. Be curious. Look at the problem from another direction. Commit yourself to the long term. Keep your mind open. Look for breakthrough ideas. From aerospace to healthcare, we're creating new worlds by seeing in new ways. BASF, the spirit of innovation.
This is it. Your day in the sun. You've got experience, talent. You know that being hungry isn't enough. You gotta have equipment you can depend on. The charcoal that brings power and consistency to your game. Then, and only then, can you bask in the glow of victory. Kingsford Charcoal, what the pros use.
Welcome back to our Road to the Cup studios, everyone. I'm Tom Mees, and after 2 periods of play, the Boston Bruins are in better position now than they've been, well, really been since the early 1970s to eliminate the Montreal Canadiens from a Stanley Cup playoff series. 1 goal in the period for each team. Steve Kasper is second of the game at 10:02. That made it 3-0 in favor of Boston. Then Montreal's John Kordic comes back to score at 14:35 from Thibodeau and Dahlin. And it is 3-1, the Boston Bruins leading it after 2 periods of play. They look like they're going to be very tough to beat. They're checking well, they're back checking well, they're getting great goaltending, and they just appear to really have their act together here in Game 5 in Montreal. And tomorrow night, the Road to the Cup continues. We go westward to the Motor City. The Detroit Red Wings come home at Joe Louis Arena, where standing room only crowd will be in attendance again. They try to close out the St. Louis Blues. Red Wings lead the Norris Division Finals 3-1. Should Detroit win tomorrow night, of course, that sets up a rematch for the Campbell Conference Championship. They would take on the Edmonton Oilers, who advanced last night on ESPN by sweeping, that's right, sweeping the powerful Calgary Flames. A former Montreal Canadien that the Canadiens would love to have in their lineup for the Boston Bruins will be joining Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito in a moment. I'm speaking of none other than Chris Nyland. That interview and Road to the Cup continues.
They are the new kids in town.
Notice anything unusual about Santa Carla yet?
No. It's a pretty cool place if you're a Martian.
Or a vampire?
When you're strange. What is it? I'm your brother, Sammy. Help me! Stay back! Stay back! My own brother, a damn blood-sucking vampire. Who you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys are coming to viewers' choice during National Cable Month. Don't miss the frightening fun.
We in America have faith in the future. Faith in our land, our families, our homes. Faith that we will work together to make tomorrow better. This tradition of faith is part of our heritage. At Rasevich Funeral Homes, this tradition lives on. For a pre-arrangement conference without obligation, call the Rasevich family of funeral directors, serving Arnold and Lower Borough, 335-4118.
It's no big deal.
Brake jobs?
It's MasterCare car service. Premium brake jobs. Terrific warranty.
Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. MasterCare car service by Firestone.
But I thought they just sold tires.
Round of lights here?
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Let me know when you're ready for another round.
ESPN takes you wherever the action is in May. To the ice, where hockey's hottest teams face off for the coveted Stanley Cup. To Paris, where the world's best players battle in the French Open. To the Indianapolis 500 time trials. to Churchill Downs on Derby Day for all the races leading up to the Run for the Roses, to Jack Nicklaus's hometown for the PGA Memorial, and to the 50-yard indoor war, arena football, all in May on ESPN.
There can be no doubt the New York Ranger general manager Phil Esposito made a lot of trades during the last National Hockey League regular season. Some of them met with indifferent success. But everyone in the news media is in agreement on one thing. The steal of the year, as far as the Rangers are concerned, was getting Chris Nyland away from the Montreal Canadiens. And even though the Rangers didn't make the playoffs, Nyland added so much to that team and will continue to do so in the future. And don't you think that the Montreal Canadiens don't miss Chris Nyland in this series. And Nyland is in Montreal, where he's made his off-season home and his year-round home for many years. He's standing by now live with our Sam Rosen. Sam?
Thanks, Tom. And that's been the talk up here, Chris, that the Montreal Canadiens miss your presence on the ice. In what way do you feel that you might have added to something that was going on during this series?
Well, I think just some of the life in the locker room. I don't know what it's like in there, but I used to be an inspiration in the locker room with Montreal and on the ice, especially against the Bruins, because it was my hometown and the problems I've had in that building. I think I would go in that building and get involved and stir things up, and so far we haven't seen too much of that in the series.
Now, as you've watched the Canadiens and you've watched this series closely, what's been wrong? It can't just be one person missing like yourself or one person missing like Stéphane Richer. What's been wrong?
Well, I don't know what's so much wrong. I think the Bruins finally have the jinx off their back, and they have a lot of new personnel there. Janie, Joyce. When we talk about defense, when we played in here for years against the Bruins, we used to just key on Bork, and it's something you can't do anymore because there's Bork, there's Wesley, Kluzak is back, he's healthy. Before they had guys like Curran, Blum. I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about them carrying the puck all the way up the ice, so you just dump it in Bork's corner and go after him. And now it's not as easy, and the Bruins are playing with a lot of confidence, and they want to win this thing.
The Canadiens tried in Game 4 and early in this game to try and get the Bruins off their game, to try and agitate a little bit. Would you have started something if you were on the ice just to get something going?
Well, you know, you have to play it by the way the games are going, the series going. I definitely would have got involved right off the bat, but you got to look at, you know, the games they lost in Boston there. I mean, the Richer thing definitely hurt, and he was out, but then there were quotes from Perron in the paper about going into Boston. There were a bunch of headhunters, they're butchers, and the whole bit, but, you know, they lost Richer, but then they went in there, and I think the Bruins just sat back and said, hey, we'll see what they have to throw at us, and they were ready for it. They played disciplined hockey, and now that's what Perron is saying. They're playing disciplined hockey. They're a disciplined team. Two games ago, he was saying they were headhunters and hackers. So, you know, I don't see any comparison to his statements and in the way the team is playing.
Thanks for joining us. And Chris Nyland, a reminder as to what the Montreal Canadiens are missing. We'll be right back.
Drive with confidence on B.F. Goodrich XLMHT steel radials from Tire Corral, designed for all seasons to deliver excellent traction in rain or snow. You can rely on the XLMHT steel radial from Tire Corral for a smooth, quiet ride, dependable year-round performance, and long mileage too. Go with names you can trust. Tire Corral and B.F. Goodrich. The XLMHT radial is now sale priced at Tire Corral locations in Lower Borough, Daytona Heights, Leechburg, North Apollo, and Ford City.
My name's AJ. And my name's Brittany. We're here to tell you about Tia's Chrysler Plymouth, the only exclusive Chrysler Plymouth dealer in the Valley. Tia's Chrysler Plymouth sells cars made in America. These are the cars that keep Americans working. Don't you think it's time you should care about made in America?
So come on in.
Fine service, low prices, and the red carpet treatment. And tell them AJ
and Brittany sent you. Tia's Chrysler Plymouth in Sharanum.
We're between the second and third periods for Montreal. Time, as we always do at this time, to take a look at the Prudential scoreboard. One other game going on, of course, tonight. They're just in the early part of the third period in the Patrick Division Final between the New Jersey Devils and the Washington Caps. The series is tied at 2, but New Jersey has owned this game. They lead it 2-0. Let's go live now to the Cap Center and join Mike Florence and Al Koken.
We welcome our ESPN viewers to our home team sports coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here comes Kevin Hatcher across the blue line. Leads it into Michael Pivonka. Power play hockey for the Caps with time running out on it. It's cleared back to the Washington zone. New Jersey leads 2-0 on goals by Kirk Muller in the first period, and Tom Kurvers on a power play in period 2. We're just underway with the third period. Here's Ridley. Over now to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher across the line. Poke check by Danico back to center ice. Now here's Mike Ridley with the puck. He gives it over to Pivonka. Pivonka across the line. Left wing side. Ridley with a slap shot. And a pad save made by Sobek. Into the corner goes Pivonka. Behind the net for Ridley. Mike Ridley with it. Throws it off the backboards to the corner for Pivonka. Pivonka crunched against the sideboards. And the puck still lies loose there. And finally, Conacher tips it out, but it's Ridley back to the point. Ledyard firing wide of the New Jersey net. Off the boards, Adams a shot. That's blocked. Back come the Devils on the attack. Kevin Hatcher chases it to his own line. Tips it out to center ice. Coming up with it for beat for the Devils. Drops it off. Broughton's drive goes wide of the goal. And in the Washington zone, Scott Stevens in there behind the net to bottle up David Maley on the play. And now Miller joins in and holds for beat and play is called.
So the score remains New Jersey 2, Washington 0. A very disciplined game, this Patrick Division game number 5. A lot of people thought for the Devils to play well, especially on the road. They had to mix it up, get a lot of penalty minutes. But they are playing very disciplined, and they are leading and shutting out the Capitals on Washington's home rink. Let's take a look at the highlights of this game. Of course, the first goal came out the stick of Kirk Muller on a giveaway in the Washington zone by Kevin Hatcher. That made it 1-0 after 1. Second period, a goal seen live on Road to the Cup, and one of our cut-ins on the power play. Tom Kurvers with a blast from the left point. Went right through the pads of Clint Malarchuk, and again, Malarchuk has that playoff monkey on his back. He has never won a Stanley Cup playoff game that he has started in net. He's played well on occasion in a relief role, but he's never been in there for a winner in his professional career. And, of course, our score after 2 periods at the Forum in Montreal. It's the Boston Bruins leading the Montreal Canadiens 3-1. Let's take a look at what happened so far in this hockey game. Boston gets on the board first. Steve Kasper, and a nice pass from Randy Burridge at 10:20 of the first made it 1-0. Then Cam Neely gets a loose puck off the stick of Rick Green. Neely cruises on in and beats Patrick Waugh to make it 2-0 after 1. Second period, Kasper and Burridge again. This is Randy Burridge with the puck. Nice one-handed pass to Kasper, and Kasper has a man all over his back. That's Svoboda on his back. Kasper still scored at 10:02 of the second. But Montreal got a bit of life. A loose puck, scramble in front. John Kordic puts it by the sprawling Reggie Lemelin. But after that, the Montreal Canadiens tried and tried hard, but still couldn't dent the net again. No matter. When you have the Montreal Canadiens with all their pride and tradition in a corner, when that corner happens to be at the Forum in Montreal, it's going to be very, very, very tough to eliminate them. And remember one thing, the Boston Bruins have never beaten the Montreal Canadiens in a playoff series since the war year, I should say, of 1943. So a lot of tradition, and yes, the jinx still on the back of the Boston Bruins. Can they exercise all that in the third period? We shall see. That's it for this edition of the Prudential Scoreboard. The third period is just ahead.
If you can dream it, you can do it. Today, the Prudential can show you a new world of financial opportunities. Look to the Rock for mutual funds, stocks, and bonds. Feel its strength in CDs, insurance, and mortgages. With the right choices, the right guidance, the sky's the limit. The Prudential, your rock in financial services.
Imagine doing this to your car. It's unthinkable. Yet some car waxes and polishes contain abrasives that can scratch your car. Introducing new Armor All Car Wax with no harsh abrasives, with a polishing ingredient so fine it won't scratch your car. Armor All Car Wax. It shines and protects, but it won't scratch.
Millions of miles and millions of cars, more of them every year. They're riding on Kendall Motor Oil. That's what I hear.
Every year, people like racing champion Big Daddy Don Garlitz rely on the protection and quality of Kendall Motor Oil.
Don Garlitz and Kendall Motor Oil, year after year.
Kendall, protection worth its weight in gold for more than 100 years.
The Road to the Cup on ESPN is being brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By Nintendo, makers of the Nintendo Entertainment System and a library of game packs that will excite and challenge you. And by Castrol, the motor oil engineered for today's smaller cars. Will this be the final period of the 1987-88 hockey season for the Montreal Canadiens, or will we go to overtime, or will we go back to Boston? Well, let's go to the answer men, Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito.
We'll have the answer for you in about 20 minutes.
I'll tell you right now, I think as you look at the scoring summary, Casper for the Bruins and Kordic for the Canadiens, I believe if the Canadiens play in this first 5 minutes like they did the last 5 or 6 minutes after the Kordic scored at 14:35, it will get very, very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they start off.
See the numbers. Face-offs are even. Power plays, forget about the power plays. No power play goals in this series. Svoboda paired with Chelios on defense. Lemieux, Skrudland, and McPhee up front for Montreal. Wesley back for the puck. He's on with Kluzak, Platt, Casper, and Burridge. Casper lost his helmet off the face-off. Platt shot stopped by Waugh, and the rebound cleared by Skrudland. Good heads-up play by Brian Skrudland. He comes down with the puck. Wesley there to meet him. McPhee couldn't handle a pass. Here comes Casper with 2 goals in the game. Steve Casper moving in. To Burridge. His shot blocked by Chelios.
Casper is absolutely flying out there for the Boston Bruins.
Chelios moving down. Bork is there. The pass to Lemieux for the shot. Save, Lemelin. Off the blocker. Wow. Quite a drive by Claude Lemieux, and he takes the puck again. Knocked away. Fine play by Craig Janney. Ludwig is back as Janney moves in. Janney by himself. Can't beat Ludwig, who takes him out. Thibodeau moves it around. Out of the zone, Bob Joyce takes it back. And a little over a minute is ticked off on the Canadiens. Neely moving across. Waits and shoots. Knocked away by Roy. The rebound. Bouncing around and goes into the corner. Janney is tied up. Thibodeau kicks it behind the net. Good hit by Joyce. Neely's backhander blocked. Joyce knocked down by Ludwig. Neely looking for the puck. Roy covers it up.
What a save. That was a great save on Neely with a flip shot. Well made, a big save.
18:29 to go, third period. Boston leading Montreal.
It's great. But we wanted a Bud Light.
Bud Light! If you want the great taste of Bud Light, ask for it.
Now go get pizza.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Reggie Lemelin makes a big save.
There's
early.
a big shot. Look at that, off the blocker. Up high, watch Lemelin. He looks around, where is it? But he made the save. And the Boston Bruins in this first 2 minutes have outplayed the Montreal Canadiens.
But that's a smart move by the Bruins to come out and force the puck into the Montreal zone.
Absolutely. The Montreal Canadiens have to get a goal early, I believe. They get a goal early in the first 5 minutes, say, you know, they're going to be in this hockey game. If they don't, they could be in deep trouble.
You see the numbers for the game. And Boston leading 3-1. Casper with 2 goals. Neely with 1. Kordic has scored for Montreal. But if you look at it, if John Kordic is your goal scorer,
you're in trouble.
That's right.
I And Kordick's a pretty good hockey player, but he's not the offensive guy that they look to.
Bobby Smith does not have a shot on goal in the last 2 games. And he's the leading point scorer for Montreal during the regular season. Molomé sends it in. Waugh stops the puck for Rick Green. Crowder is chasing. Canadiens on the move. Guy Carbonneau controls. Lemelin lets it go for Kluzak. Molomé. We've gotten a lot of mileage out of Molomé, who played on the Edmonton Oilers Stanley Cup championship team last season.
Where the Bruins in their own zone, they're just getting on the boards and they're whacking that puck around the boards and making sure they get it out.
Waugh went out of the net. Burridge fell down. Centers, but Carbonneau breaks it up. Waugh hesitated and then fell down and almost got trapped out of the net.
Well, the thing was that Burridge fell too.
Green tries to get away from Lyndon Byers. Now it's Jose Charbonneau. Dropping it in. Bork back for it. Bumped by Shane Corson. Byers rammed by Bobby Smith. Bork was able to clear it. Chelios with Burridge on him. Lemelin gets a stick on it. It's loose in the corner. Svoboda gets to it. Behind the net, that's Mats Naslund. Alan Peterson on him. Kept alive to Bobby Smith. Sweeney checks him. Now it's Shane Corson. Gave it away to Sweeney. Sweeney lifts it up and out. 16:45 to go in the 3rd period. The Montreal Canadiens, who went to the conference final last year and lost in 6 games to the Philadelphia Flyers. Naslund checked by Sweeney, centered all the way through. Smith was right there on the doorstep. That shot blocked by Peterson. Smith trying to take it away, does. Peterson checks him and Kluzak takes the puck. Svoboda keeps it in. To Chelios in the corner, centered for Naslund. In front, Corson blocked. Smith has got the puck. Corson being roughed up by Kluzak. Svoboda shoots. Save Lemelin. The rebound deflects into the corner. Kluzak. And now it's taken by Sweeney. Gets out of the zone. Neely moves down. Around Svoboda. Neely is in. He scores!
What a play.
All by himself, Cam Neely beats Svoboda and then beat Waugh. It's 4-1 Boston.
Well, that all started because Chelios went in and nobody on the Montreal Canadiens picked up his point. Absolutely nobody. And left Svoboda all alone back there. And watch this play by Neely right here. Pushes it by him, jumps by him, comes in and puts it up over the left shoulder of Waugh. What a great play. Watch that left shoulder. Oh, what a shot that was. Cam Neely. He's done it all for the Bruins this year.
Cam Neely, the Bruins' leading goal scorer in the regular season, gets his 2nd goal of the game. Steve Kasper has 2. The Bruins with a commanding 4-1 lead.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. That goal, it's not over like Drogi says till it's over. But
the heads are hanging on the Montreal bench. It's Neely from Sweeney and Kluzak at 4:06. Icing called on the Boston Bruins. 15:40 to go, 3rd period. And the Montreal Canadiens are close to elimination.
The challenge is ice hockey. The power is Nintendo. It's as slick as ice, as fast as fury. Throw in your shoulder, dig in your blade, blast it in, or be blown away. Ice hockey only from Nintendo. Play RC Pro-Am. Play with power. Pull up to the start. Taste the challenge. The power of radio control. If you can't take it, you'll eat dust. Radio controlled Pro-Am only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Okay, let's take a look. Watch Corson on the right side of your screen. Here comes the pass. His stick's in the air, but he has a perfect opportunity. And he just missed it because he was not ready for it. And the Montreal Canadiens missed a great scoring opportunity, and then the Bruins came down and scored.
That's the way it's been in this series. The Boston Bruins have been opportunistic.
But you know what? That goes back to Perron saying he wanted Naslund to shoot more. Maybe Corson said, hey, he's going to shoot for sure, and he ended up passing.
Crowder comes away with a puck. Bruins have forced Montreal into mistakes and taken advantage throughout the series. Montreal won the first game of the series 5-2. Boston was totally flat. The Bruins collected themselves and got a tremendous goaltending game in Game 2 from Lemelin and turned the series around. Bourque went down and he's hurt. Ray Bourque is down and injured. Play is stopped with 15:11 to go as Bourque gets up. Kordic wants at somebody, wants at Linsman. Bourque.
Kluzak.
Boy, he's woozy. Raymond Bourque, shake it up.
Thibodeau gave him a good check, hard check behind the Boston Bruins net.
Well, Bourque winks at the bench. I guess he's okay. Maybe just wanted a little stop.
You know what? Maybe that's exactly what he did. Let's take a look at it. He's hitting the thing, and look at him looking around. Look at him look. That's exactly what he did, Sam. He looked around. He saw that the puck was outside the blue line, so he decided, well, maybe I'll just take a rest here, and they'll call a penalty, and here we go.
What a sneak.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did things like that. Bourque got the stoppage in play. 15:11 to go.
Watch Bourque now coming to the bench as he gives it the little wink and a little smile.
Oh, the sly captain got the play to stop.
There's no doubt, though, he felt that check. You know, I mean, he did feel that check. It's like a boxer laughing at the guy after he took a good shot. Yeah, baby, he felt it.
Kluzak and Kordic are called for penalties. Coincidental minors. No loss of manpower. Team still skating. 5 aside. 5 minutes have ticked off in the third period on the Canadiens. Their season close to ending. Kasper moves in. Kasper, backhander, save, wow, off Randy Burridge, shot by Larson. It went in, but the net was knocked off. The red light goes on, but no goal. The net was lifted off the magnets. Larson's shot went in, but the net had been lifted off, and now McPhee is in a wrestling match here.
Well, he came in and grabbed it Willie Platt. Lemieux has got Kasper at a headlock by the faceoff circle. There's Platt and McPhee.
And we've got another get-together as Kasper and Lemieux are separated by referee Dave Newell. Things settle down. McPhee and Platt still do some talking. 14:43 to go. Third period. Boston leading Montreal 4-1.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Sam and Phil, it's nail-biting time at the Cap Center in Landover. 2-0, the Devils on top, when all of a sudden Mike Ridley gets the puck in the slot, unleashes a wrist shot unassisted. He beats a screen, Bob Sauvé, who's played great, but New Jersey's lead is cut in half. It is 2-1, and about the midway point of the third period. Let's go back to Montreal.
Great screen by David Christian there.
Good shot by Mike Ridley. A good snapshot up over the left arm of Sauvé.
Penalties called earlier. It was Kluzak for high sticking and Kordic for high sticking at 4:49, and now it's McPhee and Platt 2 minutes each for roughing at 5:17. Still skating 5 aside. Boston leading 4-1. Long shot by Bourque. It trickled off. Wow. And just wide of the net. Two-line, a whistle stops play. The puck deflected off the
hit a
Boston
player,
bench.
and he's out. He's right down. One of the Boston Bruin players.
It was Lyndon Byers.
Byers.
Bounced up and hit Byers in the face. And they've got a towel applied to his face. I don't see, can't see if any blood is coming down, but Byers seems to be okay. Maybe a bloody nose. trainer.
He's angry. Byers is angry. The trainer gave him a gauze pad. He ripped it out of the trainer's hand.
Waz stops it for Chelios. The Boston Bruins, 3 straight seasons they were eliminated by the Montreal Canadiens in the first round of the playoffs. Now they are answering back. 18 straight playoff meetings with Montreal have ended in Bruins failures. And strange things happening. Too many men on the ice called in Game 7 in 1979. Montreal won that series, went on to win the Stanley Cup. Right here, the Boston Bruins are trying to end the streak, the jinx. They lead 4-1 in Game 5, looking to wrap up the series. Bourque, taken back by Green. Brian Walters tips it into the Boston zone, gets by Bourque. Walter picked up by Wesley. Boy, the rookie Wesley has been outstanding.
He sure has. He's played like a 10-year veteran.
Lemieux takes a shot at him, and the whistle stops play.
I don't understand Claude Lemieux doing things like this. He doesn't play like that during the course of the season. He's a heck of a hockey player. I don't understand it.
A lot of frustration there. Lemieux has been shut down in this series. 13:25 to go in the third period.
Rain, 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 beautiful rain. Rain, 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 beautiful rain. Oh, come to me, beautiful rain. Rain, 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 feels so beautiful rain. Rain, 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 come and beautiful rain. Oh, come, never come. Oh, come, never come. Oh, come to me, beautiful rain.
Tomorrow night, the road to the Stanley Cup continues. From Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, the Red Wings meet the St. Louis Blues. Red Wings leading the series 3-1. Tom Bees will be in the studio. Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement at Joe Louis Arena, where almost 20,000 will be rooting for an end to the Norris Division Finals. That would set up a Detroit-Edmonton Campbell Conference Championship. Right here, Boston is trying to advance to the Wales Conference Championship. Carbonneau feeds Ludwig. Ludwig toward the net wide. Robinson with Walter centers for Charbonneau. He's knocked down by Byers and a penalty called. And Byers got knocked down by Carbonneau, but Byers is going to get a penalty.
Yeah, Byers is hurt. He got a stick in the face along the boards, and he's angry about that. He's yelping at the referee right now, and he lost his cool. It's the first time that one of the Boston Bruins has lost his cool, and he went back at it and got a penalty for it. I think that stemmed way back when he got hit on the bench with a puck. Then he got hit in the face with a stick.
Reggie Lemelin. Andy Moog played the first game, and Andy Moog has become a forgotten man in this series.
I think before this whole playoff was over, they're going to have Andy Moog will be called upon.
Tom Mees is standing by with an update on what's going on at the Capitol Center. Tom?
Well, Sam, Kurt Muller is not a forgotten man tonight. Devils leading 2-1 over the Washington Caps. Latter portion of the third period. Pat Verbeek centering pass to an uncovered Kurt Muller, who has Malarchuk at his mercy. Muller with a backhander. New Jersey in good shape, leading 3-1. About 8 minutes to go in regulation time. Let's go back to Montreal.
Clint Malarchuk still hasn't won a playoff game, Phil.
Oh, it's wild.
They had to use him tonight with Pete Peters out with a concussion.
Let's take a look. There's the cross-checking penalty on Byers.
Byers for cross-checking, 7:03. Montreal's 6th power play of the game. They're 0 for 5 and 0 for 25 in the series. Casper all over Robinson. What an effort by Casper. Keeps it alive. Finally is surrounded by Montreal players, and Naslin's away with a puck. Naslin, Smith, Corson, Chelios, and Robinson. Weird Caron right through the crease. Naslin in control. Corson set up in front. Naslin looks around, beats Chelios. Off the boards to Smith. Taken away by Bourque. Up the boards for Casper. And the Bruins Unable to clear. Kept in. Good play by Naslund. Corson's got it. Kluzak on him. Bort gets to the puck. Moves it around again. Now it's Robinson. Still no shots on goal by Montreal. And a minute has gone by in the power play.
They got to score in this power play. Montreal has to score in this power play.
Robinson. Back to Chelios. Now Naslund moving in. Backhander wide. Robinson stopped by Lemelin. Naslund behind the net. Wrap around. Blocked by Lemelin again. The rebound is saved, and the rebound trickles wide. Burridge able to clear. Lemelin with a couple of huge saves.
Well, both Smith and Corson. What's this?
Here's Burridge breaking in, and it slides wide.
He fell down.
Canadians have fallen down a couple of times in this game, and Burridge almost had a shorthanded goal. 25 seconds to go in the Montreal power play. Wesley takes it away to Peterson. Bruins come down. Linsman slowed up by Kordic. One brief flurry for Montreal on this power play, and Lemelin stopped them. 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. 11:05 to go. Third period. 4-1 Boston. Svoboda stopped by Peterson, and Wesley plays the puck. Thibodeau stops it. Svoboda moves it to Kordic. Wesley's on him. Thibodeau comes in. Thibodeau's got it. For Kordic, broken up by Wesley, and the teams are back at full strength.
What a game Glenn Wesley's played also.
The puck all the way down. Green back to make the touch for icing, but only 10:38 remaining. In the third period, Montreal has failed again on the power play.
People really like the taste of fried burgers. How come there aren't backyard frying pans instead of backyard barbecues? Think about it. Over a juicy flame-broiled Whopper.
We do it like you do it when we do it like we do it at Burger King.
The Peerless washerless faucet you install today will not only be working in the year 2001, it will still be under warranty. Peerless do-it-yourself faucets announced their spring break rebate. $5 back on selected faucets through April 30th.
Watch the action in front of Reggie Lemelin in the Boston Bruin net. That's Naslund. Now you see Corson. That's Corson 27 right there. Smith is on the other side, and Corson just could not reach that puck. And the Bruins came back, and one of the Canadians fell down, and Burridge had a breakaway, but he fell down. That's Steve Casper being attended to.
They had some good pressure on one flurry, and Lemelin was great again.
Well, I think that's the most shots they've had on the power play that I can remember since we've been doing the broadcast.
Neely gets to the puck. Bob Joyce, checked there by Guy Carbonneau. Shots are 25-24 for Montreal, but the goals are 4-1 for Boston. Lawler trying to get free. Cleared out by Walter. And back in the Montreal zone. Coming down to the midway point of the third period. The Boston Bruins trying to advance to the Wales Conference Championship. The Montreal Canadiens trying desperately to stay alive, but the Bruins just bottling them up. Past the midway point, 9:50 to go in the third. Charbonneau's shot was knocked down. Kluzak moves it. Kept in by Chelios. The shot knocked down by Lemelin. Very calm in goal. Stolen. Robinson stopped by Lemelin, and it's cleared out by Larson. Lemelin made 3 good saves. The Bruins gave the puck away, and Lemelin just stopped Montreal by knocking it away with a blocker.
He sure did. Lemelin is playing outstanding hockey.
Icing
Chelios, excuse me, Sam, I'm sorry. Chris Chelios did have a good opportunity. Larry Robinson had an opportunity. Puck was given away by Joyce, but again, the Bruins are, it looks like to me like they're going 2-1-2, which is 2 guys go in halfway and 1 guy stays in out deep, and then the 2 defensemen. Lemelin 11 tough saves, Raw 8.
Lemelin has been absolutely outstanding.
As a matter of fact, I think the Bruins have changed it a little bit, and I'm not sure of this, but it looked to me earlier in the second period, they were going 1-2-2, which is 1 forechecker, 2 guys and 2 guys. Now they've sort of changed it, and 1 guy is always back, so they have 3 fellows back at all times. The defenseman pinches, he slides over.
Phil, I think Terry O'Reilly has done an outstanding job of coaching in this series.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that he's done an outstanding job this season. Oh, he's going to get a lot of votes for Coach of the Year.
He's blended the youngsters in there. He's got them working well. His team has been so sharp mentally.
Yep. That's what impresses me. He's got these guys as sharp mentally as they can be.
Skrudland and Linsman for the face-off. And the Bruins control. Peterson moves it, but Lemieux stops it. Couldn't handle it now. And Bork flips it out of the zone. And the Bruins will start to kill time with a 3-goal lead. McPhee moves across, and Bork stopped him. Puck bounces to Lemieux. He feeds Skrudland. Checked by Peterson. Lemieux's got it. McPhee goes in front. Lemieux looking. Lemieux waits, trying to get toward the net. There's a big traffic jam there, and it's broken up by Linsman. Lemieux just waited too long. McPhee falls down.
Too close. The Montreal forwards are too close.
Chelios blocked, and LeMay able to clear the zone to Sweeney.
Oh, Linsman was wide open for a breakaway.
Linsman picks up the loose puck and sends it ahead. 8:35 to go in the third. Robinson tied up by Sweeney as the Bruins keep the puck deep in the Montreal zone. Burridge gets to it, gets out in front. It slides through to McPhee. Larson finds it in center ice and comes right back in for the drive. Stopped by Roy. Tries to control it. It's underneath the blocker, and the whistle stops play. 8:18 to go in the third period, and the Bruins getting close to winning.
Jack Rooney just tuned up his car, but he forgot to change something very important, his engine belts.
After 4 years, belts can break anytime. So don't take chances. Next tune-up, get Gates belts. More mechanics install Gates and more people rely on them than any other belt made. Remember, if your car's 4 years old, get Gates before it's too late.
Thanks for joining us on the road to the Cup. We're at the Forum in Montreal. Sam Rosen with Phil Esposito, Tom Mees in our studio. We're glad you're with us for Game 5 of the Adams Division Final. It could be the final game of this series. Boston with a 3-goal lead and 8 minutes to go in the third period. Casper, who has 2 goals. Burridge has 2 assists. Casper feeds Johnston, and he shoots it wide. Greg Johnston in the lineup, replacing the injured Rick Middleton out with a sore knee. Thibodeau comes in, but a good play by Johnston getting back to break it up. Casper moving down, gets by Green, then Green catches up. Casper pulled him down, got away with one there. Burridge is bumped, but he moves it ahead. His time is running out on the Montreal Canadiens. A steal by Neely, and he's done that 3 times tonight. His shot gloved by Roy. All the tradition and all the Stanley Cup banners and all the ghosts of the past won't be enough to stop the Boston Bruins tonight. It looks like the Bruins are going to win this series and move to the Wales Conference Final. And the puck frozen with 7:04 to go in the third period.
Well, Sam, you may be right. The way the Bruins are playing defensively right now, it's incredible. Patrick Roy, who was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, as you see in 85-86 season, he has not looked that sharp, I think, tonight. He's made some good saves, but he hasn't made those real big key saves that Reggie Lemelin has done.
As they like to say, it's not what you stop, it's what you let in. And he's let in a couple that have hurt.
It's like I used to say, it's not how you get them, it's how many you get.
Oh, okay. That's right. You weren't pretty, but you were good.
You betcha, baby.
You're pretty now, though.
Well, that's when you went in to ask for a contract. They used to say, okay, you only got 10. Oh, yeah?
Sweeney is tied up. Lawler's back for the puck. Mo LeMay on him. Bruins forechecking has been outstanding throughout the series. They break up the plays.
They always have a guy back, though. That's what's so impressive, and that is such discipline. They got one guy back all the time. Look at LeMay. He's the third guy back now. So they've always got 3 guys back there.
Montreal can't get any offense going. Can't get anything started. Larson fires up the middle. It deflects away. Linsman chases. Ludwig after him. Linsman waits for the hit. Ludwig wraps him up. Crowder goes down. Keeps the puck alive. Mahler all over Crowder as they bang each other. Meanwhile, no one's playing the puck. And the wrestling match, Ludwig and Linsman, is continued in the corner. Now Corson shoves one of the Bruins. That's Ludwig and Linsman. And they're both tired. I don't think they had enough energy to continue that battle.
Both teams do look a little tired.
6:18 to go, third period, and Boston getting closer and closer. It's 4-1.
Equibank asked me to tell you about their loan line, because to apply for a loan, all you need is one of these. Just go to your phone, dial 1-800-LOAN-LINE, and they'll call you back in 1 hour. Loan line at Equibank, the straight talk bank.
When you need cash right away, you can have up to $50,000 at your fingertips with Equibank's Credit Express. It's a line of credit you access by writing a check, and you pay interest only on what you use. Credit Express at Equibank, the straight talk bank.
This should give you some idea of the difference between beer and Genesee Cream Ale. Smooth Genesee Cream Ale. It's not the same old brewski.
500. Call Schwab now.
Bruins break in 3-on-1. Janney feed in front to Joyce. Save made by Waugh.
Oh, that was a big save.
And this is Carbonneau coming down for Montreal with 5:50 to go in the third period. Wesley breaks it up. Kluzak has the puck, clears it out. Now it's Ryan Walter. And Kluzak sends it out again. The Bruins with a young, strong defense. Walter moving in, dropping it. Carbonneau shot blocked by Kluzak. The return of Kluzak. The addition of Wesley. Peterson maturing, and the presence of the all-star Raymond Bourque. Right. They have been superb. 5:10 to go in the third. Lemelin lets it bounce into the corner. Larson fanned on it. Casper, nice play to Bourque. Smart play by Casper.
He's had a heck of a game.
You can say it, Phil.
Okay.
Here comes Burridge against Green. Centers, and it's broken up by Svoboda. Under 5 minutes to go in the third as Brian Skrudland moves in against Bourque, and he breaks up the play, and that's an offside. And Bourque has done it so many times in this series. Tom Mees, what's going on at the Capitol Center, Tom?
Well, Sam, it's all over at the Capitol Center in Game 5, and you can see the New Jersey Devils are celebrating. That's because they defeated the Washington Capitals 3-1. Bob Sauvé was excellent in the New Jersey goal tonight. So the Devils come home to the Meadowlands. They'll have another sellout there Thursday night and another chance on home ice to wrap up this series and move on to face the Boston Bruins in the Wales Conference Finals. Let's go back to Montreal.
Thanks, Tom. Phil, Jim Schoenfeld has such a good feeling and a sense about when to make that move. He puts in Sauvé and he does the job.
Now, what does he do Thursday night? Does he come back with Burke?
Sean Burke.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's how I would too.
And the
well, Tom,
Devils,
you said a little. He said, Tommy said they faced the Boston Bruins. Although it looks good, it's not over yet.
Well, I think the way things are going, it would take a major miracle to turn this one around.
I'm going to tell you, I've seen things happen in this game this year and the year last year that I can't believe. But there's no life on the Montreal Canadian bench, behind the bench, on the ice at all.
There's no offense on the Montreal team.
You're right.
1 goal in this game, 2 goals in the last 3 games. John Kordic with the only goal in this game.
Must have been an egg thrown on the ice or something.
A little cleanup time done. Reggie Lemelin says, hey, I can help out. I've got the big goaltender stick. What a story he's been. Coming in and looking for his 4th straight win over Montreal in this series.
I wonder whether he was just upset that he didn't get the start in this series. I wonder if that's the case. He was upset he didn't get the start in this series.
Well, he showed it. Andy Moog started game 1. Canadiens caught the Bruins flat. Boston didn't come out with anything. Claude Lemieux had a couple of goals, and Montreal won 5-2. Then Lemelin stopped Montreal cold. Boston had only 14 shots on goal that game, and they won 4-3.
That was the game that turned this series around as far as I'm concerned.
And then up in Boston, 2 solid defensive games by the Bruins. Lemelin getting a shutout in game 4, and now looking for the clincher offside Montreal with 4:44 to go in the third period. And apparently the Montreal season. The dejection is written all over the faces. The heads down.
That's the brain trust, President Ron Corey.
And it's going to be a wait till next year lament for the Montreal Canadiens.
Think they'll make some changes?
I think you have to. They've got some young players, but I think that you have to look at a Larry Robinson and a Bob Gainey.
Yep.
Are they finished? Is this their swan song? Could be. Robinson, 16 years in the league. Gainey, 15. Green going back for it. Claude Lemieux brings it across, and Larson takes it away. 4 minutes to go. Neely races for the puck. Waugh comes out to play it. Neely hops over him, was upended, went flying into the boards. Robinson gets it out. And Gilles Thibodeau with a shot that deflects wide of the net. 3:45 to go. And Wesley slides it down the ice. This will be an icing if Chelios gets there first, and he does. 3:36 left. And the Boston Ghostbusters have come into Montreal.
The Ghostbusters.
And they're about to say goodbye to all the ghosts of the past that date back to 1943.
Here, watch Cam Neely jump out of the way, not to hit Patrick Roy, and he goes sliding into the board.
What a series for the Boston Bruins. Detroit Red Wings are trying to advance to the Campbell Conference Final. The Edmonton Oilers are awaiting the outcome of the Norris Division Final. Detroit leading 3-1. Game 5 tomorrow night here on ESPN at 8 o'clock. And join Mike Emmerich, Bill Clement, and Tom Mees for all the action as our coverage of the road to the Stanley Cup continues tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And if this one holds up, and Phil, I know you're very superstitious, but I think I'm giving it to the Bruins. We will be at the Meadowlands for Game 6 of the Devils and Washington Capitals on Thursday night, with the Devils now leading that series 3-2. And what a story that is. Well, 45 years ago was the last time the Boston Bruins defeated the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs.
Wow.
Bill was just a baby.
Yep.
He didn't even skate yet. I think 6 months later, they finally got him skates. Thibodeau's back passes to Chelios. Drive toward the net. Saved by Lemelin through the screen. Sweeney sends out Casper. Chelios breaks it up. Sweeney's got the puck. And Chelios goes back. Burridge forechecking. Kordic moving down. Across with Dahlin. And Kordic taken out by Kluzak. Dahlin along the boards. Taken away by Casper. Casper comes back. 2-on-1. Casper moves in. He shoots wide. He had Greg Johnson on the left side. Here's a chance for Kordic coming in. Larson gets over to block it. Dahlin takes the puck. 2:45 to go in the third period. Dahlin moving. Dahlin with a shot. Saved by Lemelin once again. The whistle stops play. As Kordic and Larson were tied up in the corner, Dave Newell gave Lemelin a quick whistle as he held the puck under his arm. Shots are 30 for Boston, 27 for Boston, 30 for Montreal. 2:41 to go in the season for the Montreal Canadiens. Boston leading 4-1. Bobby Smith, he has been totally shut down.
He sure has.
He hasn't had a shot on goal in the last 2 games. He's had only 2 assists in the series. Credit Kenny Linsman with a great job.
Done a good job.
And Casper. Smith won that draw, but out of the zone. Lawler back for the puck. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Wesley to Larson. And now it's Crowder. LeMay forechecking, takes the puck away. Into the corner, Crowder. Nice move. Slowed down by Bobby Smith. Canadiens have it with 2:10 to go. The season series during the regular season was 4-3-1 Montreal. Smith moves it to Corson. Centered, knocked down by Wesley. In front, it's deflected. Crowder sends out Linsman. Chelios back a minute 45 to go. And so, Phil, the top 2 teams in regular season, Calgary and Montreal, will be eliminated.
Doesn't that say a lot for the playoff system?
Corson centers all the way through. Here comes Chelios. Chelios looking. Centers all the way through again. Less than a minute and a half to go. The Boston Bruins will move on. They will play for the Wales Conference Championship beginning next Monday. The battle along the boards, it's out of the zone. And that series will open up in Boston, as they will have the home ice advantage. Neely after the puck. Waugh breaks it up. A minute to go. Shot by Janney goes wide. Boston leads 4-1. The Bruins.
The excitement that the Boston Bruins must be feeling right now is incredible.
Walters centers. Robinson moves down. It's in front. It's broken up by Kluzak. Just a superb defensive effort by the Boston Bruins since Game 2. The outstanding goaltending of Reggie Lemelin. Rick Green has the puck. 25 seconds to go. Green going back. Casper chasing him.
What a game Casper's had.
As the season winds up for the Montreal Canadiens, the Bruins will play on, moving one step closer to the ultimate goal, the Stanley Cup. And the Ghosts have disappeared. The Bruins have eliminated the Montreal Canadiens.
Boy, they're a happy bunch of guys.
How about that? What a job Terry O'Reilly and the Boston Bruins have done as they totally shut down the Montreal Canadiens, allowing them only 2 goals in the last 3 games of this series. The elation for Boston and the disappointment for Montreal. And our Hartford Insurance player of the game with 2 goals and an outstanding defensive effort as well is Steve Casper.
Well, he could have given it to Reggie Lemelin again.
Every game for Reggie Lemelin. And Cam Neely earned some honorable mention, but Steve Casper is our choice for player of the game. Tom Mees is standing by in the studio for a look at the 7-Up play of the night. Tom?
All right, Sam, the 7-Up play of the night comes from our primary telecast tonight in Montreal. It involves the All-Star Cam Neely. Look at him undress Peter Svoboda in front of 17,000 people, no less, and score one of his 2 goals of the night. Boston wins with the help of the play of the night.
Trickle, trickle, a drip drop, doing the 7-Up raindrop bop. Splish splash, don't stop the 7-Up raindrop bop. 'Cause it feels so good, coming down, down, down on the town. Take a splish splash, do it like this.
Pop about the top and do the raindrop bop.
7-Up feels so good, doing the raindrop drop, drop your bum now.
It's a Thermogrip Hot Glue Gun for only $4.97. And a little Playmate cooler for a cool $3.57 after rebate. The right stuff at the right price, right here. Hey, let me tell you, Ace is a place for me.
During Pennzoil's Indy Winter Sale, you can save $3 a case or 20 cents a quart. Mail in the rebate coupon from the back of every specially marked bottle of Pennzoil. Get world-class protection and savings of $3 a case or 20 cents a quart only during Pennzoil's Indy Winter Sale.
Welcome back to our Road to the Cup studios, everyone. I'm Tom Mees, and in the city of Boston, Massachusetts right now, they are partying, and the Celtics haven't even started the NBA playoffs. That's because for the first time since '43, these guys, the guys in black and gold, the Boston Bruins, as they file into their locker room, you're looking at a live shot from the Forum. For the first time since 1943, the Boston Bruins have beaten the Montreal Canadiens in a Stanley Cup playoff series. And so far on the road to the Cup, it has been a bumpy one, I should say. You have the overall regular season champion in points, Calgary, swept out by Edmonton. You have the second team overall in points, the Montreal Canadiens, beaten by the Boston Bruins, and really, in essence, swept out because after Montreal won the first game, Boston won the next four. The real turning point in the series, the fact that the offense just was non-existent for the Montreal Canadiens after Game 1. Do you realize in the last 3 games, Montreal scored just 2 goals? I recall early in the season, Jean Perron told Bill Clement and I that he was worried about goal-scoring production. This was early in the regular season. He said he wished he could just kick his shoes off one night, send out a bunch of gunners, score 10 goals, and relax, but he couldn't do that because his team was really built on defense. Montreal went on, had a great year, and scored more goals than a lot of people thought they would during the regular season, primarily with the help of Stephen Richer, but he gets hurt in this series. The offense goes kaput, and Montreal will be playing golf tomorrow. Let's take a look at some of the bracketing tonight as we take a look in the Adams division. Montreal, of course, defeated Hartford, but was beaten by Boston. Boston now has eliminated Buffalo and Montreal, so the Bruins sit and wait the Patrick Division winner. We still don't know who that will be because New Jersey will have to take on Washington in a 6th game at least on Thursday night. You'll see that game on Road to the Cup. And Boston will get either the New Jersey Devils or the Washington Capitals, and Boston would have home ice against either one of those teams. In the Campbell Conference, of course, Edmonton is already in. The Edmonton Oilers sweeping aside the Calgary Flames in the Smythe Division Finals, 4-0. The rest of the Campbell Conference, you see St. Louis on the critical list, trailing 3-1. They must win tomorrow night in Detroit, or it will be a rematch for the Campbell Conference Championship between Jacques Demers' Detroit Red Wings and the Edmonton Oilers. And remember, there's a good shot that if the Detroit Red Wings advance past St. Louis, that their injured captain Steve Yzerman may, I emphasize may, be available for some duty. He was hurt March 1st after scoring 50 goals this year, and a few minutes after he scored his 50th, he was hurt. They thought he was definitely out for the year, but he may return. That'll be an interesting development along the road to the Cup. And we'll return to get some on-the-spot, spontaneous answers and celebration for the Boston Bruins in just a moment.
Okay, listen up. Oakley here is filling in for Ball tonight.
For 3 years, Bill Oakley took orders. But tonight, he's got to stand up and take charge.
You make America work.
Here's to you, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood-aged Budweiser. For all the guys who know it's not what you say, but what you do.
It's no big deal. It's a pain. No, Carrie. It's called a Master Care car service. Brakes, alignments, tune-ups, the works. It's no big deal. And a 6-month or 6,000-mile warranty covers parts, labor, wherever they do Master Care service. From Seattle to Schnecksville. Sounds right, this Master Care. So right that fixing your car is no big deal.
Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. Master Care car service by Firestone.
I thought they just sold tires.
Presenting the G-Shock watch from Casio. The water-resistant sports watch that's ready for action with a built-in shock absorber. It's tough, so tough
This G-Shock can take a slap in the face and not even flinch. The Casio G-Shock, one tough watch to beat. The G-Shock is only one of Casio's unbeatable high-tech products.
To babies about the Kodak Color Watch system.
Psst, babies, learn to talk now. See those big people taking your picture with the wonderful Kodak film? Tell them to get great developing, to look for the Kodak Color Watch seal. Color Watch means great developing. See, this seal says every picture is printed on Kodak paper. Come on, babies, your photos are important. Don't take this lying down. Kodak Color Watch for great developing. You're gonna thank me for it. Goo goo gaga, goo goo dee teepee.
And so, night number 16 along ESPN's Road to the Cup has come to a conclusion with another series ending. The Boston Bruins eliminating the Montreal Canadiens 4-1. Tomorrow night, our ESPN hockey cameras will be at sold-out Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Game 5 of the Norris Division Championships. The Detroit Red Wings are looking to eliminate the St. Louis Blues. Our airtime, 8 o'clock. That's 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific time. And then we'll be live Thursday night from the Meadowlands Arena in New Jersey. Game 6 of the Patrick Division Finals. The New Jersey Devils winning tonight in Landover, Maryland. Now lead that best-of-7 series 3-2. Our airtime on Thursday, again a bit different, at 7:30. That's 7:30 Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time. And, of course, if any further action is needed along the Road to the Cup, come Friday or Saturday, we'll be here to bring it to you right here on ESPN. Again, the final score from Montreal tonight, it is the Boston Bruins 4 on 2 goals by Steve Kasper and Cam Neely, and the Montreal Canadiens 1, their lone goal from John Cordick. So congratulations to Terry O'Reilly and the Boston Bruins. They're now in the Wales Conference Finals. I'm Tom Mees. For everyone on Road to the Cup, good night.